Malik Scott feels like Conor Benn has a style to give anyone a problem. I would debate him like, okay, whatever you think about what level Conor Benn can fight at, Ryan Garcia just had a big win against Barrios.
Ryan Garcia is a hell of a puncher. He's very explosive.
Dangerous hook.
Very dangerous. Everybody know that hook doesn't knock a buffalo. It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
He probably throw a hook more like mine than anybody seen.
Yeah.
Got that one-punch shock on that left hook. Deadly. And then he understands how to throw it. So, yeah.
Ryan's the bigger star, obviously. You see the social media following and all that. But in today's boxing landscape, Max, I think you can't have a so-called super fight without two A-sides.
Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is turning into one of those fights where people cannot agree on what will happen. Some experts think Ryan's speed and left hook will decide it, while others feel Benn's pressure music and power can wear him down. That is why this fight is getting so much attention, because both fighters bring danger in very different styles. Eddie Hearn also shared his opinion on Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn.
Ryan Garcia seems like it's going to be announced. What do you make of that fight? And is there any sort of thing going on in the background with yourselves and Conor Benn?
Yeah, there's still a lot of legal questions that need answering, and we'll deal with that appropriately. But, in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America. Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star in the UK. So, yeah, I don't think it's a fight that's going to do massive numbers, but I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I think at 147, Ryan's a big fight. I don't think Conor should be fighting at 147. I think, I like him up at 160 or up towards that.
That statement shows why opinions on this fight change depending on the region. In the United States, Ryan Garcia is the much bigger star. He has huge social media reach, viral highlight clips, knockout power, and strong star appeal. In the UK, however, Conor Benn has a different kind of value. Fans there understand his journey, fighting style, and the Benn family legacy. That is why Eddie thinks the fight may not be massive in America but could still become a big event in Britain. When you combine Ryan's speed and left hook with Benn's aggression and pressure, the fight still has enough excitement to sell everywhere. Roy Jones Jr. also knows why Ryan Garcia is a very dangerous opponent for Conor Benn. Ryan is not someone you can relax against for even a second. That makes this matchup risky for Benn because his style depends on moving forward, applying pressure, and forcing exchanges. Against most fighters, that works well. But against Ryan, rushing in too much could be a big error. Roy understands that Ryan does not need many chances to hurt someone. He only needs one clean opening. If Benn rushes forward at the wrong time, he could walk straight into Ryan's best shot.
Fighter, he got great eyesight. He has great reaction time. He's going to be a great fighter. He just got to figure out how to use them.
But Regis Prograis gave another opinion that was not very positive toward Conor Benn. He did not seem fully convinced that Benn has shown enough at the top level yet. In Regis's view, Benn's name and reputation may be stronger than his actual performances against elite opponents. That is a tough comment, but it increases pressure on this fight. If Benn gets Ryan Garcia, it becomes his chance to silence critics and prove he belongs with top fighters. If he loses badly, people will say they were right about him all along.
But I came back to the corner in like the first or second round. I said, he's not that good. I said, man, he's not that good. He don't hit that hard either. He's not this monster everybody talking about. He does hit hard, don't get me wrong. But he was like, I said, bro, he's not that good. He doesn't hit that hard. This guy is, I got it. I feel like, man, I got it. I probably could have stepped up the pace, but at that time, bro, like I said, it was the first or second round. I was like, yeah,
Prograis also made it clear that Conor Benn is not a fighter Ryan Garcia can overlook. According to him, Benn may not be the most polished boxer, but he has something very dangerous. He fights like someone who is desperate to prove himself. That kind of mindset makes a fighter very difficult to deal with, especially when combined with real punching power. Regis still sees Ryan as the cleaner boxer because of his speed, timing, and strong left hook. But he also believes Benn's pressure and right hand can change the fight instantly. That is why he does not see this as an easy boxing match. He sees two explosive fighters who can hurt each other, and if they meet, someone could be stopped. It is difficult to face a fighter who is fully driven.
And it's possessed. It really is. It feel like Conor Benn is possessed. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I look at him in his eyes, and you don't gotta be that good, bro. You don't have to have that much skill when you just when you possessed on something, you really, really want something, you possessed on, you don't have to have that much skill. So I think Ryan does have better skill. Ryan is fast, big hook and stuff like that, but kind of has power, and power can change everything, bro. When you got power, one punch can change everything. So I think it'll be a very interesting fight. Like I said, I think that skill wise, of course, I lean more towards Ryan. But Conor's hungry. It's hard to beat somebody that's hungry, that wants to be a champion. It's hard to beat him, bro. And it'll be, if they do make that fight happen, it'll be very interesting to see what'll happen with it. If I had to pick, I would think somebody would get stopped. I think it's, of course, in boxing it's possible, but I would think somebody would get stopped in that fight because both of them. I mean, Conor can punch. Ryan is fast. He can punch also. I think it could go a distance, but I think if I had to pick, I think it gets stopped. Ryan is fast. He has a real good check hook. He's fast with that, but Conor.
When Dana White was asked about Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn, his answer made things feel more real. He confirmed that the fight is being worked on and hinted that an official announcement may come soon. That type of response immediately draws attention because this is no longer just online talk. Ryan brings fame, speed, and knockout danger. Ben brings pressure, aggression, and chaos in the ring. If this fight is confirmed, it could attract both serious boxing fans and casual viewers because the styles and personalities already create excitement.
Position and philosophy is that any fight can be made. I mean, this is the business that we're in. I mean, even the guys that are bitching and crying and complaining and everything else, they run a business. They're involved in this sport to make money, and there are very small windows of opportunity. And when something happens that builds a fight, you have to capture that fight right there at the time and in the moment. So I don't believe that any deals can.
Jeff Mayweather gave a more balanced and honest opinion about Conor Benn. He said Ben may be receiving both too much hype and not enough recognition at the same time. He does not see people treating him like a fully proven elite fighter yet. But he also feels the attention and money around him make the hype bigger than his record. According to Jeff, part of this attention comes from the Benn name because Conor's father, Nigel Benn, is a respected boxing legend. That family name puts Conor into big discussions even though Jeff believes he has not done enough in the ring to fully deserve that level of spotlight. So the question becomes whether people are judging him by his performances or his surname.
Conor Benn is being overlooked or overhyped?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean,
I haven't really heard anyone hyping him.
well, the thing is that
Except Zupa paying
Yeah,
him all that money for that one fight.
well, that's enough.
That's overhyped.
That's hype.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, he has. It's not necessarily his name; it's his dad's name.
Right.
That,
Nigel Benn.
That's actually, putting him in these situations. So, I mean, he hasn't really done a whole lot.
Gareth A. Davies and Adoladipo also analyzed the possible Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn fight from another angle. They think the matchup is exciting, but it depends on Ryan first beating Mario Barrios. That is where doubts begin. They believe Ben could be a real threat to Ryan if the fight happens because his power and pressure style could cause serious problems. In fact, they sounded more confident that Ben could hurt Ryan than Ryan beating Barrios. That makes things more interesting because fans are already discussing Garcia versus Ben. But Ryan still has a tough fight ahead. If he loses to Barrios, the Ben fight may never happen.
Ben against Ryan Garcia if he beats Barrios. I almost feel like I'm more confident of Conor chinning Ryan, but I'm not so confident of Ryan beating.
Bernie also gave a direct opinion about Ben possibly getting a WBC title fight against Ryan Garcia. He believes Ben being placed in that position has more to do with boxing politics than real achievement. In his view, Ben's recent win was not enough to earn a title shot. However, he also pointed out that Ryan Garcia is getting a title opportunity after a loss. That is why he described boxing as an unstable sport. In his opinion, rankings and title chances are not always based on merit. Sometimes they depend on money, popularity, connections, and entertainment value. Still, when it comes to the fight, Bernie was clear. If Ryan Garcia faces Conor Benn, he picks Ryan to win.
Ben, I don't believe in his skill set. I don't believe him as a fighter. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not like against him in no type of way, but he hasn't won me over as a fan, as a believer in him, as being somebody in boxing.
What's your thoughts on him, fighting for the WBC title against Ryan Garcia next?
I mean, well, they pushed him up to number one, so it was politics and money, pressing to number one. I don't think this win warranted a shot at the championship. But, Ryan Garcia is coming off a loss and got a shot at the championship. So boxing is a shaky game. I guess if you can, quote unquote, do numbers or have the right political connections, anything has happened. But I'll favor
Derek Chisora and Simon Jordan also talked about a possible clash between Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia, focusing on expectations. Simon Jordan said Benn has earned money and built a name, but suggested his career has been carefully managed. In his opinion, Ryan Garcia would be a huge step up in competition. That raises an important question. Is Benn ready for an opponent with more speed, reach, and global experience? Or would this fight reveal a clear gap between him and the elite level?
People think that Conor has been wonderfully matched, marvelously matched, made enormous amounts of money, which no one begrudges people making money. But it's been wonderfully matched to achieve that. Ryan Garcia, whatever we may or may not think about his performance against Tank Davis, is at a level that could possibly expose Conor Benn to what people think is that he's not at this level. What's your view on that? Do you think he gets exposed in this fight, Conor?
Listen, Conor is my pal, so I'm not going to sit here and try to mess up his name and that. This is a good fight for him. He's always wanted a big fight. Now he's getting it on Mexico Independence.
Mickey Bay also warned that Benn could face serious danger against someone like Garcia. His reasoning is simple. Ryan has the speed, timing, and power to catch aggressive fighters coming forward. Because Benn relies on pressure, he could put himself in risky positions. Mickey still respected Benn for being tough and dangerous. However, he also said he could see Ryan winning by knockout. Even so, he called it a competitive fight, which is why fans are interested. It is not just about skill on paper. It is about how Ryan's counters match Benn's pressure.
Ryan just like a wild card. He definitely got, when he had his best, I definitely see him beating Conor Benn. But like I say, I'd rather Devin fight one up.
When you said that, you think that Ryan beats him, what do you see? Like, why do you feel that way?
I just think dude will probably run into something. Yeah, I think he'd run into something. He tough. He gonna bring it. Conor Benn is a good opponent for him or Devin because he gonna bring it. He gonna come to fight. He got some heart, so he gonna come to fight. He ain't one of them dudes who's gonna just let you get it the easy way. But I mean, we definitely, definitely destroy him. Like,
yeah. So you're thinking that Ryan Garcia would knock out Benn?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. Yeah.
Is it a big fight? Conor Benn and him. I heard there's rumors saying that it could be on Netflix.
Wade also said this fight is not only about rankings or money. He believes there is a personal edge behind it. Ryan Garcia has mentioned that part of his interest in Benn comes from a tense moment they shared at an event. It started as a normal conversation but quickly became heated. Benn seemed aggressive while Ryan was trying to stay calm. When Benn said that Ryan's famous left hook would not work on him, things escalated. That statement may sound confident, but it also raises the stakes. Because Ryan's left hook is his biggest weapon, and Wade believes Benn may be underestimating a serious threat.
on to say one of the big reasons this fight's happening is because things are personal. And one of the reasons Ryan said he wanted to fight Conor was because he pulled up on him at I think it was one of the Ring Awards shows or something like that a couple of months ago, and things did get a little physical. Yeah, Conor's a hothead, man, and he walked up on Ryan, and I guess because Ryan put his arm around him, but Ryan wasn't trying to be physical. Ryan was just, talking to him like, and then Conor said that, that left hook won't work on me. I think that left hook